And we are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider. Mr. Weintraub, someone has taken my sheet out of here. I don't know why they come in and take my sheets. Okay, there we go. Devin found it.
You mean you hid your own sheet?
I'm just here to make everything better,
I
man.
see this here. Oh, you really?
I'm just here to make everything better, baby.
Devin, do you want to let everybody know that you found the sheet under Sam's bag?
You know, I'm just here to make everything better. You know what I mean? I can neither confirm nor deny where I found the sheet, how I found it, whose bag it might have been under.
I just want to say that the last people in there, which were Ms. and myself, did not take that sheet.
It's still here. I leave it there for a reason.
I got y'all. I got everybody covered.
In fact, Sam, at 2 o'clock in the morning, and when I was done with the postgame show, I left it right there, so it'd be there waiting for you.
Appreciate that, my man. The Monday Morning Quarterback brought to you by our friends at Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, where it's fairways, not freeways. Book your vacation at GrandTraverseResort.com. Again, GrandTraverseResort.com. They got great gear. You see that? That's outstanding. Love the pro shop up at Grand Traverse Resort.
No True North.
You're on it, man.
No True North.
You know, you look like, right, I was about to say, you look like that's where you're headed.
So that's what we're doing today? We're attacking me today?
No, I'm not attacking you.
That felt like an attack.
There was some beautiful.
Actually, I'm jealous of the hat. I dig the hat.
There's some beautiful woman. She said, you know, tell Devin I love his hat choices.
That's right.
She
this
said,
hat is it's like, you know, the Teddy coat. You know, it's kind of this is a Teddy coat. You got to get you a Teddy baseball cap just in case, you know, the weather. It was frost on my car this morning. I don't like it. Sun's out though. It's nice.
Yeah, but I'm sure you got the remote starter. I mean,
I use my phone.
It gives you see, use your phone while you're in the sauna, right?
Everybody got everybody got 4Pass. 4Pass is hey, get on board or Brighton Ford. If you don't got 4Pass, when you go get on board Brighton Ford because you love the Lord, they download that 4Pass for you, all that.
Yeah, man. It was quite the eventful week. So we're going to talk about the game, but I got to get your thoughts on current affairs.
Oh, what's the affairs?
This so-called alleged sign stealing operation, Vast Network.
Okay. Yeah, the sign stealing is why we beat a team 49-0. That's you just got to, because when you get someone signs, that means you don't even got to play no more at this point. It's good. You're good to go, right? Hey, when you beat a team at home, you know the signs are if you get the signs, you good. So everybody just get everybody signs so we can see who's the best.
And you get the signs for every play of every game.
You know the signs that they put up for every single game that they do on the sideline, the very visible signs with usually like 100,000. Some teams got 60,000 in the stadium. You know those signs that the TV pans to because the coach is near the sign, so they're on television.
Right.
You know,
some of them even hold up like pictures.
Yeah, right? Those signs, those giant signs, because some kids don't wear the contacts, so you got to make them nice and big so the receiver on the opposite side of the field can, you know, those signs. But yeah, we should talk about those signs at some point.
And the signs that they have like 40 people sitting in the game because they got dummy signals out.
Because they wear different shirts and wristbands and nobody and the signs that are used, but you don't know who calling the plays because, I'm the coordinator, but I'm the head coach, but I call the plays. No, he's the those signs?
Those signs, DG.
Oh, nice.
Those signs, DG.
Nice.
You know where I'm going with it. So
I was just wondering what signs,
Yeah, we will get into that because it's just not a whole lot to talk about with this game.
Oh, no, that's all I'm talking about. You know what I like? Go ahead, just do your thing.
Well, it is time for Devin's Appraisal.
Oh, man.
With Devin Gardner, brought to you by Mark Orr at Lake Michigan Credit Union. Mark Orr, mortgage loan officer, Lake Michigan Credit Union, specializes in assisting healthcare and educational professionals. Contact Mark at mark.orr at lmcu.org. That's mark.orr with 2 R's at lmcu.org to get pre-qualified. So, DG,
Mark.orr, not to be confused with Mark Carmen. What's up, Mark Carmen? How you doing, man? It's good to see you.
You know what? You can just say hi, Mark Carmen.
No, I mean,
we don't need to segue.
It always makes you think of my guy Mark, who loves the show. He's good. But anyway, what do I think, huh? You know, for so many, you remember 2013 when I got sacked a bunch? Mm-hmm. And it was like, what was it, minus 42 yards, which all those minus yards weren't mine, right? We got tackled for loss a bunch. We couldn't run the ball, all those things. And so, like, anytime something happened, you know, or I comment on, you know, Michigan State or anything, and mostly I just laugh because it's a joke. The fact that you're always inferior after beating Michigan so much, you still gain nothing from it. right? Like you get nothing except, hey, we beat Michigan all those times. Like that's all you get. And everybody, nobody respects you. And everybody loves Michigan still. It's a weird place to be in if you're a fan. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
It's like, dang, we did all that winning, won Big Ten championships. Michigan couldn't sniff it. And y'all still like Michigan more?
Yeah, you still Michigan State.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
You still Michigan State. So the minus 43 that they always bring up, right? How about 49 minus 0? That is a wild. And on the way here, I was going to do some research of like, hey, when was the worst beatdown in the history of the rivalry? I don't know when it was. This had to be the worst, right?
So Devin, at Michigan State in 1983, Michigan won 42-0. That was the biggest beatdown in East Lansing in the history of the rivalry until Saturday night.
Dog, that's bad. 49-0, as bad as Michigan was, as bad as we were, and maybe not as bad, as much as we couldn't deal with the way they play football because their front seven and our offensive line not being able to protect. I mean, you just can't do nothing about that, right? As bad as we were, y'all ain't, and as good as y'all were, because they was good, boy. On defense, on offense, hand the ball up 3 yards, Cloud of Dutch, Le'Veon Bell, throw it deep, Connor Cook. As good as y'all were, y'all never got us up. We stabbed a stake in your field and pissed you off when you was good, and we were bad that year, I think. And you ain't never 49-0.
Should have been worse than that.
And it could have been 84-0 if you really want to talk about it. I don't want to. Anytime a Michigan State person say anything to me, if it's in person, I'm gonna laugh in your face. And if it's on the internet, I'm just 3 laughing faces.
Well, did you hear?
I want to put 49 laughing faces. Actually, I might start doing 49 laughing faces.
So there was a question in the press conference. Did you hear them ask? So how did Michigan's, sign stealing operation? The allegations that Michigan stole. How did that affect your preparation for this game?
Oh, we had to change all our signs. That's why we couldn't score any points. Okay, cool. What about giving a 49? Is that sign still? I think Michigan should be commended. Because if you're doing that much research and stuff to steal signs on offense and defense from every opponent and create a game plan and stuff, that is why you shouldn't be punished. You should be commended. All the rest of the coaches should be questioned by their regents. Why are you sign stealing? And do you not have enough time? What's the problem? Why can't you also put together an elaborate scheme to steal signs at every game, send a guy who's at every Michigan game, which is weird. He's at every Michigan game, but he's also at his opponent's games. That's odd. But whatever, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's deeper than me. I just know that's I remember Connor Stallions. He used to be just a fan. And he would be at every away game we went to. Like when we got off the bus, go in the hotel, he would be there waiting, like just cheering us on. I'm like, this dude is so committed. He got a face you can remember, right? And I'm like, he is so committed. He needs a job here. But obviously I'll leave, and then he becomes a volunteer on the team, and then he becomes a guy on the team that is at every Michigan game and every future opponent's game. That is wild. I know he was in the military, but I don't know if they teaching him like Gestapo. What is it, dude? I've been looking to be able to teleport forever. I think that this is stupid, right? We got all these movies, Back to the Future, all this stuff, flying cars. Where's teleportation in 2023? What are we doing? Why is he the only one that gets to teleport? I think we should be fining Michigan for that because they got some technology for him to teleport and they're not sharing it.
So we're going to get around to who is driving all of this a little bit later because you know who it is, don't you?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you who I suspect.
No, I know who you suspect. I know who you suspect. Even I know who you suspect. I don't even want to hear it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. There's one complainant here who is driving this. You might have others that co-sign it and throw in their little sprinkle.
They whooped our butt. I think they're doing it too.
Not Rutgers, by the way, because Greg Schiano's like, man, don't put me in this.
Leave me out of this.
Leave me out of this.
And they taking his halftime comments about a lot of stuff is happening out there. And maybe it was the fact that they couldn't stop anything and that the team was better that he was playing against.
He said it was about officiating. He was about officiating.
Yeah, well, come on, man. Why y'all doing this? So you're telling me Rutgers, the reason you beat Rutgers now is, man, we getting these signs. Come on, man.
Right.
Come on. You know, what
Same
was
thing
that
with
segment?
Michigan
It used to
State.
be, come on, man. This need to be on Come On, Man every week, like, until they just stop, son.
You know, so this is one of the things that I want you to be able.
Who's your culprit?
I want it's Ohio State.
Oh, it is.
In my
okay.
opinion.
In your opinion.
It's Ryan Day all the way.
You think so?
Come on, man. You see the pictures that he sent? All right. The pictures that Yahoo Sports had of Connor Stallions on the sideline. 2 of them from Michigan, Ohio State. And then the other one was from Michigan, Minnesota this year. It's like Minnesota. I mean, dude, PJ Fleck was like, we just lost to the best team I've seen in 12 years. He's not going to be – they stole signs to beat Minnesota? No. He's not going to send that in. It was Ohio State, man.
It was Ohio State.
And then they talked to some unknown person inside the Woody Hayes Athletic Center who told him, yeah, we heard about Michigan doing this, so we changed all our signs up before last year's game.
Oh, so –
and got beat worse. Worse. And you knew they were still inside. You changed it so they didn't have your code anymore. And you still got.
You know, so a lot of former football players, even J.J. Watt came out, all people that play football, anybody that's really played football, that's why you know most of these reporters haven't played football. Anybody has ever played football. I remember in Little League, I used to go with Ron Coleman. Coach Coleman, I used to go with Coach Coleman to the game because we have a bye week. I would go to him with him to the game. You know, I would just play on the side because I was a kid. You know, I was 12 years old. I just want to play, you know. He would be sitting in the stand, everybody knows, with a camera, trying to get the, you know, what are we doing? And for football players, we call it scouting. You know what I mean? I don't. It's like a big confusion, and it's just the instant. First of all, Harbaugh spoke out against the NCAA earlier this year, talking about profit sharing and how $1 billion, excess of $1 billion, more than $1 billion. How are you not giving the people who are making it such a desirable product any of it? Not saying you gotta give them half, not even 10%, but is any of it? You're giving none of it, and that was his confusion. And the thing is, I'm not gonna give him so much credit. I think that's good for him in recruiting, right? So whether he believes it or not, that's what he said, right? So you come strong like that against the NCAA, that is a entity that is losing a lot of its power. They're losing a lot of its power. People don't even know. College football playoff, NCAA has nothing to do with it. They are a completely separate entity, and at some point, the NCAA sees the writing on the wall that the college football playoff may take over everything. And now there is no NCAA. They don't crown a champion. They don't do nothing. All they do is sniff around to see if they can find something to try to flex their muscles that are very small muscles. They got the SpongeBob muscles. Remember on that episode of SpongeBob when he's trying to lift the weights, but it was just air in his muscles, but his arms was big, but he couldn't really lift the weights because, you know what I mean? They're just fake muscles, right? So they got show muscles right now, and they're trying to get some of that power back. Sniffing around, and now it's like, now you're looking goofy, NCAA, because everybody that knows anything about football, now fans obviously from opposite teams are going to jump on it. That's why they're beating everybody. Okay, cool. I understand you guys. I get it. You guys are trying to find a reason. There has to be a reason why we're getting our butt kicked so bad. I get that. But the NCAA is just out here just looking
not
crazy.
Not guys. Guy. Minnesota ain't saying Michigan beat us because they stole signs. Yeah. Rutgers ain't saying Michigan beat us because they stole signs. It's one guy thinks he's so brilliant that anytime he loses, it's got to be a reason other than somebody was just better than me. Other than somebody had a better team than me
but
or outcoached me.
Let's use some empathy right quick. Because I just think the NCAA should have just, if it was them, the NCAA should have laughed in their face. They're the ones that look goofy, in my opinion. Because let's use empathy. If you would do that literally against everybody else, you get down on them, and then there's one team that keep beating you somehow, you like, no, they cheating. It gotta be. So let's empathize with that. If you and me, say our show, obviously it's outstanding, it's the best, and somehow somebody with a show that ain't really, they ain't really had nothing, they ain't done nothing, out of nowhere their ratings just go through the roof through ours. So I'm like, hold on now, are they getting our notes, our information? Like, what's going on? How are they doing this? It's a little confusing.
See,
but we empathize with him, but the NCAA should have looked at him like, wait a minute, don't you get the TV copy of their game? Still, that sounds back or something. I can't
get with that.
To be clear, this is saying I don't know if it was a
I said it's my opinion. Not, but I said it's my opinion. Look, we all lose sometimes, and I mean, everybody. I've learned a lesson at a real young age. You're gonna get beat. Know how to take an ass whooping. Know how to take an ass whooping. Just credit the opponent.
Yeah.
When you get beat, don't make excuses like one bad half, 5 bad plays. Oh, Clemson, they were filming our practice. Clemson, they're stealing signs. Georgia, they got a camera in the building. This is right, Ryan Day. I mean, I'm just.
Oh, he said that?
Yes. You didn't know that?
Oh, he said that
Come
before?
on, bring it up. Bring it up.
The Clemson one was proven to be true, but he was stealing signs legally and not a problem. The Georgia one, Devin, he accused Georgia of having a camera at a Peach Bowl practice. Now, he wasn't wrong. There were cameras there, but the cameras were mandated by the NFLPA at all NFL football stadiums.
So the dude can't take an L. Whenever he loses, there's a reason.
Those are all his losses?
Yes.
Dang.
Yeah, whenever he loses, it's some other reason other than someone was better than you, right? It's a reason other than, you know what? You went in, you had a booty game plan, and Michigan exposed it, smacked it up and down the football field. How about you put your players in better position to win a game or make a play? If they're habitually out of position, that's a you problem. Not a them problem. That's a you problem.
Yeah, because when you look at it, the last time Michigan played Ohio State, those plays that the big plays, right? One was it's zero blitz. I don't need your signal to see you in zero blitz. Everybody's at the line of scrimmage, right? So you throw it to the receiver, and then the guy misses a tackle. It was zero. That's what's gonna happen against any team. And then he goes and scores. And then the next one to Johnson. You're in zero again.
And not on that one, but yeah.
I'm saying you're in zero as far as man-to-man coverage. You got a safety covering an outside receiver who was in the slot. Michigan just got you. You got a safety who was a quarterback in high school. I know a little bit more because he's from Michigan. You got a guy who didn't even play defense in high school for real. A guy that's a dynamic athlete playing one-on-one against, at that time, right, our ex, right? The outside receiver. He's in the slot, and you got him one-on-one. He double move, which anybody in man-to-man, especially a guy that played quarterback primarily, is going to get beat. 4 touchdowns. And then another one, you got like everybody at the line of scrimmage. The fits are wrong, and Donovan Evers runs through the line of scrimmage and takes it. Like, you know what I mean? That's not stealing your signs. You lined up in that. So, and those are just offensive plays. Maybe it goes deeper where you know what they're doing on offense based off of the calls, but you go look to the sideline, look back, look to the sideline, change the ball. Who got time for that? Come on, man. And let me say, I don't know if it was Ohio State, but if it was, come on, man. You can't blame. Maybe they were stealing signs, but guess what? First of all, you changed them for that game. You said it yourself,
right?
And then secondly, you lined up in zero. What are you doing?
Man,
like at this point, we can't even give JJ credit. Yeah. JJ that much credit, because you kept lining up in zero.
Yeah, well, listen, man. I'm definitely mindful of his players, right?
Yeah.
They got beat. I think they get beat even if they get coached well in that game. But the fact of the matter was they didn't get coached well in that game, and you didn't want to admit they didn't get coached well in that game. That was the problem. You got out-coached, period.
But we don't know for a fact.
We know for a fact he got out-coached in that game. We don't know for a fact. I can't say.
You think he would admit that? You think? Did he admit that after the game?
Would he admit that?
Look at
would he admit that?
Talk about radio. Radio. People listen on the radio. You have to see with Sam's face. Sam is offended that I asked that. Did he? What? The disgust in your face.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
How bad is Michigan State that we can't even talk about it?
It's a footnote.
There's a footnote in the history zone.
There's a footnote in this one.
Is it even a footnote? I think Mark Carmen is more of a footnote to this show than the Michigan State Michigan game.
They did ask, and I look.
Mark Carmen is more important to this show than the Michigan State game.
I'm not partial to Sparty's, but I feel for Harlan Barnett.
Do you?
I feel for Harlan Barnett.
Who he coached for? I don't feel nothing for him. What? Feel for him? First of all, he has an opportunity as a head coach. I don't feel for that.
No, this ain't no opportunity. This is not an opportunity.
Hey, man, the team was going to be this way anyway. And you can flex your muscles and whatever.
I did say that.
I don't know, but.
If I'm him, I'm like, man, damn, I told y'all to give me the job before you gave it to Mel Tucker in the first place.
Oh, really?
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
you know too much. You know too much.
Now, here you go. And this is the only opportunity he get to coach his alma mater, and they look terrible. And when somebody asked me that question, he did say, we changed up our signs, but I'm not going to use that as an excuse. I'd have been like, man, you know what? They didn't need no signs to beat us.
Who said that?
They asked Harlan Barnett in the post-game press conference.
He said that? He changed up his signs?
He said, you got to change up something. Yeah.
But that's normal. You change up stuff because your signs are on national TV. Your signs, and then depending on different teams, coaches copy, right? Where you look at the camera might be so high that you can see the signs on that too. So you can match up every single sign on every single play, and it's just so confusing to me. It's really goofy. And that's a normal thing. So, like, I hope he wasn't like passing off as we changed our signs because it's like you change your signs anyway. Like you can't. Not to mention in the world of the transfer portal where different guys on different teams, everybody got your signs. Your signs aren't a secret anymore.
Yeah, I hear you.
Play football well.
We will come back on the other side. We'll spend a little more time on Michigan.
We're not going to talk about. Can we talk about Michigan State a little bit?
Yeah, because we got to talk about
how bad they were.
That was Devin's appraisal with Devin Gardner, brought to you by Mark Orr at Lake Michigan Credit Union. Mark Orr, mortgage loan officer at Lake Michigan Credit Union, specializes in assisting healthcare and educational professionals. Contact Mark at mark.orr at lmcu.org. That's mark.orr, that's ORR at lmcu.org to get pre-qualified. More Monday Morning Quarterback on the other side here on Sports Talk 1050 WTK, The Ticket.
Monday Morning Quarterback Devin Gardner, brought to you by Grand Traverse Resort and Spa on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA. The Ticket. Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, where it's fairways, not freeways. Book your vacation at grandtraverseresort.com.
No.
Whether they got your signs or not.
Well, I said this before,
man.
Like,
if I'm the coach, that's why I can't be a coach. I'm too young. I'm too, because, stuff like that. First of all, we would have went and got 80. I'm sorry. We have to. You guys are too disrespectful on so many different levels. You're too disrespectful. We got to go get 80 on you so you can know. You can know for a fact, J. Cole, you could have never did it like this. You got to know. I have to make sure you know. You beat up our players last year. You not beat up. Beat up sounds like a one-on-one. You jumped our players.
Assaulted.
We have to get down on you. And how about McBurrows getting him an interception? Good for him. Oh, man.
Yeah, you had to feel
the disrespect has to be met with public disrespect. Has to. And 49-0 is pretty disrespectful. But I think there could have been more.
They had Alex Orji get it, and you see your boy RG3. He had to take advantage of Alex Orji getting it.
I don't know nothing about none of that. I don't know what you're talking about, and I don't even want to know. Just leave it out. I don't want to know.
Oh, wait. When it's Dez, we got to talk about that.
I'm sorry?
When it was Desmond Howard, we talked about that. Why can't we talk about RG3?
We talked about Dez on here? No.
We did, but we talked about him on Dimes.
Well, they got to come to Dimes if they want to hear about RG3. But I don't even know what RG3 did. I'm not into the whole. Other reason I seen Dez thing because it was just so egregious that everybody posted on the internet, and I don't even be on the internet enough to see, and it just popped up. I'm sorry, you said what?
I said, it was his castmates.
What did he do?
He did the whole orgy in the end zone thing all over again.
Just lame.
Yeah. That's how he gets down. But
I'm not in it. Your boy jumped. Never mind. Never mind. I'm just leave out of it.
Thank you. Leave that alone. All right. So Harlan Barnett.
Nala. Is that Nala? 2 N's, ALA? I agree. And Sam and DG do not have the answer. Maybe Sam do. Why did we not put 70 on them? 80 maybe they're too much, but 70 is really.
The one touchdown would have got him over 50.
Oh, that was good.
It was a great play, too.
I'm mad at Donovan. Be still, dude. You're not even getting the ball. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Carrying out the wedge fake.
No, he backed up.
I know. I think he was setting the depth right. I don't know what
I don't want to see. It's just
it was a beautiful play.
Outstanding play.
They sold out on the wedge.
They had no idea.
Yeah.
And then that's another touchdown. How about your boy JJ? We're gonna talk about it next, obviously.
Yeah.
He got me. Thank goodness. I would much rather it be him.
He broke one of your records?
Well, it wasn't a record, but I passed Tom Brady, and he tied and passed me in the game for all-time touchdowns.
Okay.
You know how he's like, I passed Tom Brady up. I remember it was a great, it's on my Instagram. It's like, ESPN posted and everything. It's like, oh yeah.
Man, we should try to get, hey, you got connections. Let's try to get TB12 on Monday Morning Quarterback.
TB12 is not coming on here.
1 minute.
No chance at all?
There's no chance.
Zero chance.
It might be a little bit. Sure we got some good stuff. And Tom is always down for fun.
You sure?
Tom might come on here, but he probably won't.
But you said Oh, wait, no nevers and no always, right?
That's what I'm saying. I said right. I said that.
Okay.
But it's not likely though. Right? Because it's like, I mean, I wouldn't if I was them.
Why not?
Just kidding. I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, man. You gotta.
But that's
anything you mumble's not getting done. Come on, man. Say it with some bass in your voice.
Tom, get your butt on this show. Stop going on all them shows. Get your butt on this Michigan show that loves you and loves Michigan.
All right. Let me get my sheet.
The best show in the land.
We are back on the radio in about 20 seconds.
The best show in the land.
All right. You said 25?
20 seconds.
20 seconds. Okay. Man, I lost track of what I was talking about. Yeah, Harlan Barnett, he made it sound like they did have to alter things a bit.
Well, I'm glad they
based
did.
on these allegations. I'm like, man,
I'm glad they did.
If you aren't doing that week to week already,
I'm glad they did.
You aren't self-scouting your signs.
We don't
anyway.
have the ability to blame people stealing our signs because we keep beating everybody so bad.
Stand by, guys. Back on radio in 5, 4, 3.
Here we are, folks.
Sam, I don't know that song. That was for you, right?
Back on the Michigan. They can't even hear none of the songs. Hey, if you're going to steal signs, let's say you got the vast network.
Here we go.
Are you going to use those resources on Michigan State? Are you going to use them on, East Carolina?
Anybody you played yet?
Anybody you played yet? Why would you use your sign stealing operation, your apparatus, on any of these teams? Seemed like an awful waste. It'd be like driving a Lamborghini to McDonald's. Are you really doing that?
That's like a
Ponzi
scheme on selling 2003 tours. What are we doing?
Like,
you got people investing in your 2003 Taurus sale. It ain't like wasting on that.
I'm not gonna waste it on that.
Yeah,
you flex it, pull it up to the drive-through window. Come on, man.
The windows don't even work completely.
You gotta raise the door. Stop it.
You know what I mean?
Stop it. You're not doing that.
You don't even got a remote start. What you talking about? Why am I running the Ponzi scheme on these?
All right, we got to get to your driving force update. It is time for the driving force update with Golden Limousine International at the wheel and Devon on the mic. Whether on the field or riding in a Golden Limousine vehicle, it is always about the quality of the drive. Did you see the business trip tweet that they have with the black golden buses pulling down the freeway and pulling up to Michigan State? They're like, business trip. Did you see it?
You know I don't be on the internet like that.
You know,
most things that I learn are from you and now Daniel Horton, who is always on it. I do not be on the internet enough to see this stuff. But I'm sure it was cool because I've seen, we posted some of the when they pull up at the Michigan Stadium and things like that. And so I think that it's an outstanding job. But Sam, I just don't be on the internet enough to see the things that you be talking about. But just send them to me, and I'll
send it to you. I actually show it here. I'll show it in the stream here in a second. In the meantime, in between time, DG, let's talk about one Mr. JJ McCarthy, who is now, by the way, I don't know if you knew this, the betting odds favorite to win the Heisman Trophy.
That's wild because I'm happy I already betted a long time ago. Remember I told you that? I'm not a betting guy, but I'm like, I'm breaking down too much of this film, and he's playing too well on a lot of different levels, not just as a thrower down the field and all these different things, but he's executing at a high level and above the shoulders, right? All his physical stuff we already knew is, exceptional from the very first touchdown he threw where he rolls right outside the numbers and then throws the ball across the field outside the other numbers about 35, 40 yards down the field for a touchdown. We knew the physical gifts were there, but the way he has performed above the shoulders is something that I can get behind, and I can really I'll bet on that, I think. And so I bet that he would win the Heisman months ago, and I didn't know what would happen, just because even at that time I knew that he would never get the stats to match up with the Washingtons and the USCs and all these different teams. So I knew that wouldn't happen, but I just thought, well, maybe it's like a Jameis Winston year, right? Remember, Jameis Winston didn't have all the best stats, but his team won the most. He was efficient. He played really well. So, it's a win for me, whether I, win the money or not. It's a win that he continues to play so well. But if he continues to play like this, he's definitely going to get invited to New York, I think, even without the premier stats, and I'm doing air quotes for people on the radio, premier stats that all the other quarterbacks in the country have. But performances like this, because as much as Michigan State is bad and they're down and whatever, still a rivalry game on the road in the Big Ten.
So I went to my Borges database because, we now I've asked him to track the stats, improv stats.
Oh, your new stat.
Versus
Sam,
structure
I want to
stats.
apologize to you.
What?
So you remember the stat that you made up of like yards accumulated by your legs, but you don't have to run. I forgot how to phrase it, and I was about to say it in the game this week. Illinois, Wisconsin, because their quarterback, he wasn't throwing that great, but he was creating a lot of plays with legs, and he was running, and then he was running the throw, and it was amazing, and I wanted to do it, and I couldn't figure it out how you phrase it, and I didn't want to mess your stuff up, and so I want to apologize, but guess what? I got UCF this week, and John Rice Plumbing is a guy who moves around, does all that stuff, so you need to text me the exact phrase and how to phrase it. You'll get your credit for sure, because that's a new stat I'm going to track for every single game that I do.
And so Borges.
But I just couldn't figure out how to say it. I'm sorry.
And look,
it was a perfect game for it, and I blew it.
The guy keeping the tally is Borges, because he got this yellow.
I'm not giving Borges nothing, so you can quit. Every time I say this, every time I say you go get the credit for this, you're always trying to bring Borges in. Borges ain't getting nothing. Because he got a new Benz, and he ain't getting nothing from me. You see him with his new Benz?
I saw.
I said, you ride clean, huh? He said, yeah, you feel me? I said, you what? Borges, what has gotten into you?
No, but he can sit because he charts everything. So if I say I want, it's like when you put something into the database, it's like
and it
this is
just
what I want.
For you,
And so he can chart. Okay, I need how many yards on structure, how many yards on improv. 96 yards on improv when you adjust for sacks, 176 yards on structure.
Because everybody thinks because of these immaculate highlights, and it's similar to Caleb Williams, even though Caleb Williams hasn't played good these last 2 weeks, but all his highlights are so dynamic, right? Running right, running left, behind the back pass, whatever it is. Patrick Mahomes has this problem, right? But if you do that chart for Patrick Mahomes, I guarantee you, within structure, he has more yards. And significantly more, I would say. Mm-hmm. But the flash plays of moving around and making plays off schedule are just so dynamic. All the shows are going to show it. So if you don't do your research, which if you're doing a national show, I get it. You can't really focus on the whole game and whatever. You see the highlights, and the highlights are he's doing his thing. But if you're like a show, like you're sitting in your basement or whatever, and you're trying to become relevant, and you're not, do your work, dude, because you ain't got nothing. You ain't got nothing to do. Nobody cares what you're talking about. Do your work. So watch the games. Mr. I want to be, have credit and be taken seriously. Do the work. And I see so many people on Twitter who aren't nationally recognized people, who are just Jags, right? Just a guy, right? It's a bunch of just guys who are watching the highlights and then saying, yeah, you can't do that. Like, he doesn't play. I'm glad that you have that stat. So within the structure, he's 176. And outside of the structure, 96. Mm-hmm. That seems like an amazing football player, because every time it doesn't work out structurally, it seems like he's figuring it out. That's special. It's a lot of, traits that you talk about and whatever. That is a special ability. And Coach Borges talked about it as that. It's like every third play, something that's that OS wordplay, right? Every third play, something happens where you have to figure it out. This week, he had a bunch of times where blitzes came and maybe a guy didn't turn right or whatever, and he just like calmly, do your thing. Excuse me. Let me get on out of here, make a play, and it becomes a big play. So I think that's an outstanding stat. And nationally, I hope everybody's listening, which we know they do. We know they listen to the show because Michigan's playing so well, and it's smart. If I was on, well, I am nationally, but if I was nationally, I'm covering Michigan a lot. Right, I would come to the show because I'll get all the answers to the test. I won't need to really watch the film, but the thing I want to say is that is outstanding, because a lot of people are watching the highlights and they can't see the surgicalness that I just made up. I made that word up. It's fine. It's our show. We can do what we want. The surgicalness in which he's going about how he's playing quarterback. It's special. And I empathize with everybody that says, well, they ain't played nobody. I get it. And I'm just here to tell you, just like I did 2 years ago and a year ago, it transfers. Okay. And then when it does, we'll stand up on this table. Max, you know what? We've beat our chest enough. We're not going to do it. Once they play a really good team and whatever, and then the goalpost is going to get moved again. Oh, Penn State's not that good because they lost to Ohio State. Okay, cool.
Well, listen, Drake May didn't play nobody last week and they lost.
That's true.
So stop it. I don't want to hear that no more either.
I get it. And if you want to be completely honest, ACC ain't that good. So Drake May ain't really played nobody yet, in my opinion. Right? He ain't played nobody. He ain't play nobody for real. He gonna play Florida State at some point. I think they for real. I like Florida State. I like their talent, and really, I just like Iacome. He cold blooded, and I can talk about him all glowingly now because he don't. Hey, it's a good thing he got out of East Lansing because it might have been 49-7.
Yeah.
With Keon going on the team, it might have been 49-7. They might have got one on the board because that boy is nice. But I digress. I just think that if you're sitting on your couch and you're not really a national guy, stop writing on stuff and talking, tweeting, and all that until you do the research. Because the research that we just did with Borges, accurate research, I mean, hey, listen, it says the opposite of what everybody else is saying.
We could have saved them a whole lot of hassle on them stories last week because we broke down Michigan, Ohio State in great detail these last couple of years.
100%.
If you watch those.
And exactly what we said happened
100%.
Came to fruition.
I was like, it's a cheat sheet. It's a cheat sheet. You want to know what happened in that game? It wasn't. Well, they admitted it wasn't sign stealing. They said we changed us. I'm sorry to take you off, JJ, but your point is valid.
Don't apologize to me.
Your point is valid about do some homework.
Yeah.
Like I told Ira this morning, it's funny that you came in.
And when we do the breakdown, we give it to you for free.
Right. It's funny.
We ain't even getting no profit over that. We give you the breakdown. This one, at least you know drop my flag. No truer north. We got no truer north, right? We got the drive before. We got a golden limo. We got a lot of stuff. But when we do the breakdown, which is where you could get a lot of stuff, that's free ball. All you gotta have is YouTube.
But the point you made when you came in the door, I told Ira this morning, I said, man, it's like it's like reporters writing on this topic, never played football, never been to a football game, never been around coaches.
Never met, right.
And Ira, what did I say? I said, since Pee Wee football.
Yeah.
Sign stealing has happened. Like we were in Pee Wee.
And it's not stealing.
You said the same thing.
Because stealing is like you break into somebody's house or whatever. It's sign taking. You're just taking it. It's there. Who are you talking about? It's on national TV.
Come on, man.
Everybody can take it. It's here for everybody to take. It's here for literally some 4-year-old can watch a college football game. Hey, look at that. And draw exactly what he sees. What are you talking about? What are we talking? Stop calling it stealing. It's not a crime. What are we doing? It's sign taking. Just like everybody else in the history of football. That's what it is. Hey, you're going to put your signs on national TV and not change them? Then thank you for those.
So if you had a little bit of knowledge, if you knew
not
that
even lie, just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit of that. You knew that was the case. You would question, why is a coach
using the same
making
sign.
You look like a chump for saying, oh, yeah, they're stealing our sign. Making you sound stupid by making this out to be a big deal. It would make me question it like, man, you think I'm just a bum. Like you treat me like I'm stupid.
Like I'm stupid.
Right. That is what Ryan Day.
But you gotta think about
who's
this.
Buying that, just know that's what Ryan Day thinks. In my opinion.
But listen to me. You gotta think about this, right? I think Ryan Day is too extremist. If he's the person that did it, I think he's smart. Because firstly, at the onset, people don't like Michigan. Everybody talks about how arrogant the fan base is, how arrogant the graduates are, which kind of should be, right? Is what it is, right? Very arrogant. So at the onset, you don't like Michigan and you do not want them to succeed. Now you add in Harbaugh. As much as we like him, he's not that. Well, actually, our fan base didn't even like him last year, right? A couple years ago, right?
But he reminded them of that.
You know what I mean?
He did.
Exactly. Don't forget Harbaugh, and he's petty, and I like that part. Don't you forget how they were treating you, because I was not the guy to get fired. I'm not that guy. That's all I'm saying. But hold. So you add in Harbaugh, who is not well liked amongst anybody. He never does the post game interviews, whatever. People just don't like him for real. So you already don't like Michigan, and you add in Harbaugh, and then Harbaugh speaks against the very entity that doesn't like him already, right? The NCAA and whatever. You got to understand, Day is smart. Hey, drop that seed on any of these goofy reporters who going to jump on it like it's a story, and then it get a little traction, and then everybody look around like, yeah, they did have this vast improvement. Why are they so good? They didn't look at, he changed the entire coaching staff. He's let former players back. He's done a little bit different in how things work in the pit. He's not going to look at all that. No, the fact that they're doing so well in these last 2 years, and I'm looking at these championship flags behind you, but they're women's basketball, but whatever, gymnastics, they're banners. It can't be Michigan just improving. They got to be stealing the signs. Got to. And so he's smart. You drop that little nugget, and they're going to run with it.
But who have they beaten that they weren't beating already. Before this, this
It's
size
Ohio State. It's just Ohio State. Because they've been beating everybody.
They were beating everybody else.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Hey,
this ain't hard.
I know Penn State ain't gonna say that though, because they got 400 yards rushed on them at one point. I know it. We ain't steal your signs to do that.
They were getting the break speed off of them back in 2016, 49, and 2018, 42. And they ain't getting killed.
So you saying
it's Ohio
nobody
State.
else can make that claim because it's just Ohio State.
It's just Ohio State. And if you want to know what really happened in that game or both those games,
are those clips still up? All that stuff we did?
Oh, it's still up. It's easy. I mean, I made it easy for people to find.
Because we've been
go back and check it out.
We've been doing the film study for free for 2 years now, huh?
Like you give it I
trust for free.
I trust what you say that he's this bright, he's this great offensive mind.
Oh, of course. So as an offensive mind, let's be clear. As an offensive mind, he is nice.
See, but his
super
nice. His problem
because he's figured out a quarterback that's not very good.
He
figured out he got the best receiver in the generation, probably.
He figures if his brilliance doesn't show up on the field.
I get that. Yeah, but that's how people are when you're really great at something. You do get arrogant about it. You do get arrogant about it when you're too. But the thing is, he got to take a step back and say, "I'm offensively a genius," but on defense is where we struggled a lot.
But you didn't build none of that. He didn't build none of that.
That's just true. But
he didn't build none of that.
He was offensive coordinator. And
Urban Meyer won a championship before he got there. What are we talking about?
I know that. But I think he is a really good offensive mind. That's all I'm saying. I don't even think he's really good. I think he's a great offensive mind. I think he is. And you can say whatever you want. He's somehow getting these quarterbacks that can't really play drafted every year.
Can't really play?
At the next level, I'm saying.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So did you ever think that Justin Fields would be bad as he played? You know what I mean? No, because you couldn't see it because he's a genius. What about, rest in peace, Hassan Haskins?
So DG,
not Hassan Haskins.
I love you, brother. I love you, brother.
What's the other quarter? Not Hassan Haskins. Dwayne Haskins. He was unbelievable at Ohio State, and then he just couldn't really.
But DG, I believe you're one of the most talented players I've ever covered.
Of course,
brother. If you have,
Garrett
Wilson.
Hey, I'm telling you, I'll be on my Tom Brady with you. We wouldn't be doing.
Brother, I mean, damn.
It's true.
Okay, I'm not saying
so
that.
What you're saying is he's not that great of offensive mind because he has all the best players. I can feel that. I can feel that.
And Ohio State was rolling before he got there.
That's a great rebuttal. I can feel that. I won't argue back and forth with that. I think that'll make me take it from great to really good because it's a lot of teams that got good players that can't figure it out.
How do we know how great he really is?
Yeah, so I'll take.
Do we really know
with that rebuttal? I'll take it down to really good. I think he's really good offensive mind.
We got to get to a break. That was.
We went through. Hold on. We went through and talked about Ryan Day, and you didn't talk about nothing about his permed or pressed hairs or his dyed chest hair. I'm proud of you. You didn't say it one time, and you love to lead with that.
Devin, it's not November yet.
But see,
he been saying no, I'm dropping dimes every week. He keeps talking about this man's perm, pressed, dyed chest hair, and I'm just like, why you keep attacking him like that? And you didn't do it. We just talked for a little decent time about it. I'm sorry. Let's get a break.
We gotta go. We gotta go to break. Since we can just throw stuff out there,
I'm proud of you.
Anyway, that was the Driving Force update with Golden Limousine International with Golden at the wheel and Devon on the mic. On the field or riding in a Golden Limousine vehicle, it is always about the ride. You can get your Golden ride by going to goldenlimo.com.
It's post-Michigan State, and we really haven't talked about him.
We got to get to a break back on the other side.
So bad.
With the MMQ&A. Stay tuned here. Sports Talk 1050 WTK.
Monday morning quarterback Devin Gardner, brought to you by Grand Traverse Resort and Spa on Sports Talk 1050 WTKA. The Ticket. Grand Traverse Resort and Spa, where it's fairways, not freeways. Book your vacation at grandtraverseresort.com.
You, man.
All right, I
want to give you a hug. You are maturing, Sam.
Let's see this.
You ain't as petty as you used to be a week ago.
Less
than a week ago. It's Wednesday.
This is Michigan.
Ooh, they doing it with the good camera too. This ain't no phone video.
Yeah, see how the golden bus is going up? Yeah, that's man. You want to ride in style?
Let's go. That's really sweet. They posted that. Nice.
Yeah.
Did Golden Limo retweet and all that? Re-exit?
See, I didn't check and see if they retweeted.
They should.
Do
they know about it?
Technically, Devin, I think it's now reposting.
What is it?
I think it's technically reposting, but just say retweet.
Yeah.
Losing power is a huge inconvenience, not to mention the cost of losing refrigerated food, or if you have
there we go. Because I was hearing the commercial.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah. So anyway, dude said, why you hate Ryan Day? He went again. I don't hate Ryan Day. You know what? I don't hate Ryan Day. I don't respect being soft.
Okay.
That's what I do not respect, not being able to call it what it is. You got your ass kicked. Period. You got to get better. Period. Nothing else.
I got you.
You got to run down your throat the year before. Didn't take sign stealing for that. And no sign is going to account for, my man.
Duo.
Right. Then duo shoved down your throat 35 times or whatever it was, right?
Yeah.
But last year, man, you changed up your signs. You didn't think the quarterback was good enough to beat you. And it's a new
it's a new coordinator. We can't get your signs anyway on that front.
Well,
defensively.
The point that I made during the week was, let's say they used all this advanced guy. I'm sure they stole some or took some signs.
They took signs.
Just
stop with this stealing
like
stuff.
If you aren't taking signs over High School, y'all need Buckeyes, because I know y'all be coming around. If Ryan Day is not taking signs during the game or trying to,
it's criminal. It's criminal to not take signs is what it is.
Malpractice.
Coaching malpractice.
That's what coaches and players have been doing since the beginning of freaking football, man. Little league football. But as I said,
Ron Coleman taking me to them games bye week.
If you had watched Ohio State last year, and we went over I had Vance and I had this great resources, man. Have coordinators.
You know what? We worse than a team stealing Michigan signs. We giving teams all the answers. We talk about where you can beat Michigan.
Hey, man. Hey, well, we knew where you could beat Ohio State.
Yeah.
Because had them look at every Ohio State game. And then I asked them the question after. I said, because it was coming off the Illinois game. I said, hey, man, do either of you think that Ohio State will try to play like Illinois did? And they both said, oh, hell, no. You see how we watched all the tape? That's not them. That's not who they are as a defense, right? Yeah. They were mostly a zone team. Went back over to Ohio State. They, in the Penn State game, first 9 play, all zone. All zone, right? Took 10 snap to go man-to-man. And then they come in the Michigan game, and it's like, zero blitz. Cover one. I mean, it's just like all of a sudden they Illinois. At least in temperament, in demeanor.
Yeah.
Nothing in the advanced scouting would have told you they were going to do that. Right? You would have thought, okay, we're going to see this zone squad. We got to hit them underneath. We wouldn't think that it would be some big plays down the field. That many anyway. Down the field in the passing game. So between what the advanced scouting should have told Michigan and the fact that you changed up your signs, that ought to tell you that, you know what? That's probably a me thing. I was inadequate in this game. I was the one who didn't have. See, I was about to go there. I need to realize that we're still on.
We're back on radio in about 15 seconds.
And we're back on radio. And we're back on radio about 15 seconds too. So, Sam, I love when Sam get going. And you want to know what's cool about today? It's post Michigan State, and we still ain't talked for 2 minutes straight about Michigan State.
All right.
Stand by, guys. All right, MMQ&A in 5, 4, 3.
We are back, folks, here on the Michigan Insider Sports Talk 1050 WTKA, online at WTK.com. I'm convinced it was Ryan Day. That is my opinion. That it was Ryan Day in Ohio State.
You have a lot of facts and opinion, and your rebuttals are. I think that you have something to stand on.
Well,
there.
Did you see? So I reported last week that because everyone was saying it was Rutgers. I got some people up there. I said, hey, before I could even. DG, before I can even ask the question, like, hey, it wasn't us.
We ain't know that. And Schiano don't seem like you, because you talk about you call Ryan Day soft, but I'm not confirming or denying if he's soft or not. But I know one thing about Schiano, he ain't that guy. He's a hard guy.
He's a hard guy. And so
he's a hard-nosed guy.
Yeah.
He's a hard-nosed guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, you got to watch for Ira because he'd make drops out of it.
Whoa. Hey, Ira, don't you do that. He's a hard-nosed guy.
He made drops out of everything. All right, but they say that, no,
I did not make a drop out of the one you said last week that I didn't even repeat for everybody to hear.
You didn't. No, they said, hey, Greg was not talking about Michigan. He was talking about the officials, right?
Okay. Which coaches do all the time.
And he don't have any love for Ryan Day anyway. And so what did he say? Greg Schiano, after the game Saturday, he said that comment at half was strictly about my frustration with things that had gone on it to have with officiating. It had nothing to do with anything else. I kept saying, how did I get dragged into this? Exactly what I was told. Now, he didn't say a part about Ryan Day, but if everything else they said was true, then I think that part is true too. My point is, the only one who's going to drive it this hard is my man. All right, DG, let's get at least one question in real quick from the people. You got a question for DG?
Dang, we only got time for one?
Only on one. Well, folks,
when we get off. Okay.
You're going to have to join us on the stream, all right? Because we are out of time. I apologize for those who are listening on the radio. Join us on the stream. We will have the MMQ&A going on.
And we got a surprise coming for people on the radio. Well, you haven't confirmed it yet, but I think we should. We're going to take callers one of these weeks.
Okay.
We're going to take callers, and people that are on the radio, you're going to get your reward. You're going to be able to call, and we're going to do a whole segment, half the show about
Devin,
callers.
you want to take calls, you have to come over here and learn how to screen call.
Oh. Do we have to screen them? If they bad, just hang up on them. If they want to talk crazy, all right, bye. Next, what are we doing?
All right, we got to get out of here, folks. Thanks for listening to another edition of the Monday Morning Quarterback here on the Michigan Insider on Sports Talk 1050 WTK The Ticket, the official voice of University of Michigan Sports, Ann Arbor, a Cumulus station.
Clear on the radio, good on
driving
the
to work.
All right, folks. If you have questions for DG, I'm gonna actually put a
Troy Brown, chill out, Troy Brown. Leave me alone, man. I made a mistake. Mind your business.
What did you do?
No, we're not bringing it up. So Troy Brown, put the flags down. I made a mistake. Hey, Eric Collin, you're right. DG want to block callers. You're absolutely right. Don't come over here on no garbage. Goodbye. Goodbye.
All right. If you have questions for DG, get them in now, please. Get them in now, and we will get to them. All right. All right. So I'm making sure that we go. We did this
whole show. We only said Michigan. We didn't even get a chance to talk about Michigan.
You talked about JJ's performance. They were that nondescript.
Yeah, it was bad, man. That was bad. As much as we couldn't block them when I was playing, we ain't never let it get like that. As much as we on defense, we couldn't stop them. We ain't never let it get like that.
All right, let me go to the top because I try to sift through, and DG always wants at least 9 questions. You said
let's go get 9, 10. Right. You know, let's let the people ask the questions as long as they're not ridiculous, disrespectful, and disrespect is by judgment. So don't you know what I mean? I just don't understand why you would try, trying to be cute and all that.
2 straps.
Oh, now that's good. Anybody with 2 straps, you are highlighted on this show. Who said that?
Did you get a chance to catch any of the Ohio State Penn State game that came through?
I did see some of it. It's the same thing. Like it's not the young quarterback. Remember we talked about on Drop It Down. I knew he wouldn't be able to handle that atmosphere and all that just because you haven't asked him to do a whole bunch. And now you're gonna ask him to do a whole bunch in that arena. That's tough. That's tough for anybody.
You got these people calling me 2 straps.
2 straps. That's my guy. That's my guy. 2 straps.
Crazy.
Hey, and Sam, you don't even know. Sam gonna switch it up on y'all. He gonna go 2 straps, and then he gonna have like a satchel or something with the crossbody. So now he's 3 straps, Sam.
Oh man.
We need a strap update. What would you use this week, Sam?
Well, we did the thing over at Black. I guess I did take a bag.
You went 2?
It was 1 strap.
Okay, I see.
It was 1 strap.
I see.
Did Mullins play this weekend? No, he did not. All right. Is DG wearing buffs?
Yes, he is.
I'll get a little closer.
See, he's gonna say, but I'm wearing the real ones.
Yeah. These are the new, so they're mixed the new with the old school, right? So you remember the old school woods with that right there, and they put them on buffs now. They put them on some buffalo sticks. You see the discoloration there, yeah, and yeah. I'll just leave there.
And that's what Fox Sports.
Emmy
award winning.
Here you go.
Yeah, that's what you wear when you get down like that.
Yes, he's wearing buffs. Not right. My basic buffs. I wore those on the game this week. The whites, the white sticks. You gotta throw the white sticks on the game. Wearing some.
Tobias Lewis said the winter Wakandan soldier.
Yes, he is. He has
returned.
I don't know. I like the Prince of Zamunda, but the winter Wakandan soldier is cold. Who just said that? That was nice. The winter Wakandan soldier has returned.
All right.
You know what time it is when I get the teddy coat, teddy hat.
So Allison Natho, she said, I tagged you on Twitter. I cannot wait for your breakdown on the Loveland TD right past the linebacker.
Yeah, that was nice, man. It's so funny because I went down a rabbit hole. It was this morning because I woke up way too early and it was just like, man, what am I doing here? Why am I woke? And something was on Twitter. Somebody had tagged me in something. So I went down this rabbit hole of replies. And some guy, just a random guy, is like, how he's like this, he's breaking down stuff. And his pointers about JJ was that he has no arm strength, that he can't throw from hash to field or whatever. Just a lot of goofy stuff. And it's like, he got to be trolling and trying to just get replies because people going to jump on that, Michigan fans. You know what I mean? And it's just like, but he was like, really, I think he believed it. And then he goes as far as to put John Rice Plumlee up as he's better, the quarterback UCF. He's much better than JJ. And he points to the fact that JJ played bad against Bowling Green. And he don't know. You understand, John Rice Plumlee was in a dogfight with Boise State. You know what I mean? And he actually in a dogfight so much so that he ended up getting hurt in that game. And I think John Rice Plumlee is a really good quarterback. But come on, man. Now you acting crazy. So at that point, I stopped because it's like, oh, yeah, he definitely just trolling. He got to be.
Who was this?
Some dude. I don't remember his name. It was just it got on my feed because somebody took one of our videos to combat what he's saying of like, I mean, he's just a goofy dude. But the thing is, it's super smart. So I got to give him some credit because it's smart because if you jump on that, you get people driving to your page because they want to see what the dumb thing you're going to say is next, right? And Kanye said it best, right? All publicity is good publicity, right? So you're getting a lot of attention, but you just being too goofy, right? When you go out and say John Rice Plumlee is a better quarterback than J.J. McCarthy, and, whatever, it's all your opinion. But this guy is in the front of the Heisman right now. And then he coming on. No, I think he said that before the Michigan State game. And at one point he said, yeah, we'll see how good he is against Michigan State and East Lansing. But I don't think he has said anything after that. Because now you're looking real crazy.
Cody Nichols said, if you calm down from Saturday, you're on fire. So you got to understand.
Me?
We did the post game.
I was on fire too. My game was crazy.
I gotta explain this. We did the post game and we're supposed to use some of that on CBS. So I had to calm down.
Dang.
After about 15 minutes, I had to calm down, and then we used the last 8 minutes for the CBS video. So that's what happened. And then obviously you got me fired back up today.
That's pretty normal. Sam act crazy all the time.
I don't.
You crazy.
I know.
We call you two-strap, Sam. We need to start to call you Crazy Joe.
So they want you to get specific. Tommy Hughes said, could Devin give broad brush analysis of OSU Kyle McCord, PSU Drew Aller? So what did you think of the quarterbacks?
I haven't looked at like the coach's copy and whatever, so it's hard to judge. I think Kyle McCord played well. I think Kyle McCord has the best receiver in a generation. So it's tough, right? It's really tough. And the one thing that I've seen that Kyle McCord struggles with is playing on time, right? Having the confidence and the conviction to play completely on time so he can be late with some balls. Now, his receivers are so talented, and namely the Marvin Harrison Jr., he creates such great separation that it doesn't really matter if he's on time sometimes. Now, also, even when he's in those combat catch arenas where it's 50-50, it's not 50-50 when you're throwing to Marvin Harrison Jr. It's 70-30. And we did drop it.
You remember he threw the pass behind him?
I'm telling you. And then when we first of all, I told you. And then we did dropping dimes. Remember we talked about on dropping dimes, I said, Kalen Keeney is my guy. If Penn State puts him in one-on-one for the majority of this game, that is coaching malpractice. There's not a college athlete, and Kalen Keeney, I love him. I love him. There's not a college cornerback or athlete that can deal with him one-on-one. And it's too much. I don't think it's a pro dude that can follow him around and really get down on him. You know what I mean?
You know what they thought?
I don't know what they thought.
They watched the Notre Dame game because you know who did pretty well in the one on Benjamin Morrison, that dude, the corner for Notre Dame.
Okay.
He did decent.
Right.
Against, and so they, but see, he's longer.
He's
longer than Kalen King.
Yeah, and listen, he did decent. Right, it's not, he did pretty good. Right. That ain't, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, like this dude is a generational player. And I thought, and then what I said on Drop It Down, because you was like, yeah, I think he, no. And I'm a fan of Kalen King. I think he's a top 3 corner in the country. No. What are we doing? I've watched this dude on film. I watched him on TV copy. I watched him on coach's copy. I watched him in person. In person is really what got me. I said, no, Marvin Harrison Jr. is something different. So for Kyle McCord, I think that he's going to struggle because Michigan is going to do a good job of showing a picture that completely takes Marvin Harrison Jr. away. That's the answer. Show a picture that takes it away because this is Kyle McCord, still a young guy. So he gets spooked a little bit. And once he has to go somewhere else, when the plan was, what I would do, this is the plan I'll have. Show man-to-man. because I even teach my young quarterbacks and everybody, teach their quarterbacks. Man to man, the plan is go to your best matchup. And who's the best matchup? Marvin Harrison Jr. I would show man to man, and at the snap, fly guys over, under, around to make sure it appears that you're taking away that it's not man anymore. Maybe even go to zone. Now he's wasted a beat, right? He's wasted a beat trying to go to his best target because he thought it was man-to-man. Once he wastes that beat, now he has to get to his progression and do all those things. And by that time, the rush is going to be in his lap. Maybe not all the way to him, but it'll make him very uncomfortable. And once he's uncomfortable, he won't play well, right? He plays pretty good when he's comfortable, but when he's not uncomfortable, he's not going to play well. And that's not just him. That's a lot of quarterbacks, right? And so I think that you do that, and you don't even have to do it every time, and he'll start to see ghosts, and he won't be able to perform at the level that you want. And you really want to hope that those young receivers don't get to the level that they could be by the end of the season, which they might. But I think that will be a great plan for anybody, but especially Michigan, because they have the pieces to do it. And for the big guy for Penn State, Aller, I mean, he's just not ready yet, right? He's a good player. He has a magnificent talent, right? He can throw it deep. He can throw it short. He's got good technique. He's got pretty good poise. I think he got a good attitude to him, right, as far as positively. And when somebody comes at him, I think he's a guy that can, you know what I mean? But what I talked about on Dropping Dimes with you and Daniel is he can't go into this situation on that prove it thing. He's not good enough, and he hasn't proven enough to be like, hey, I'm proving that you should have recruited me at Ohio State and whatever. Like, you can't have that chip on your shoulder for him just because he don't know what he's capable of. He don't know what he's been able to do. They haven't asked him to do a whole bunch. And so I think he has a very bright future. I think they're going to get some real good weapons around him. Receivers are going to commit to go to Penn State because they see the future and the talent of this young guy, but he's just still a young guy. He's not ready just yet.
They were 0 for 15 on third down until the last garbage time series.
Yeah. And you know what's crazy about that? That wasn't a blowout or nothing like that.
No, it wasn't.
It's pretty good game somehow. So and to be completely honest, if Kalen King doesn't hold Marvin Harrison on that scoop and score touchdown, that's an entirely different game. Because now you got the quarterback for Ohio State. Now he's playing with a little more pressure. Right, we're losing right now at home to Penn State, who has a really good defense. I think that could be a completely different game.
If the receiver is engaging me, I can't engage back.
Well, you can't holding. You can't grab him.
I thought they called it illegal contact.
There's no illegal contact in college football. So that's the thing. He grabbed him. Like you can't. And I didn't even see the play, but there is no illegal contact. The thing is in college and even in the NFL, as long as you can, now they're letting them touch him because it was too much.
As the ball is not in the air, you can touch him in.
In college you can touch him. So, but in NFL, even they're kind of changing it because it's like, man, we're putting the defense at way too much of a defensive advantage. And so now you can touch him, but you can't impede them, right? So after 5 yards for a defensive player in the NFL, you can't really impede their progress. You can have a little touchy, they let that go. But in college, there is no defensive illegal contact. So you can touch and bump and do all your things, but you can't grab him. And that goes for receiver too. He can bump you too. So he can engage with you. But if his engagement, and people don't know how big of and strong of a dude Marvin Harrison Jr. is. He looked like a skinny jet. They call him Maserati. He ain't no Maserati. He's a truck, right? So when he make contact with you, you on off balance and you got to grab. Now it's holding, right? But you can make contact with him too. You know what I mean? If that's clear. Like, this is a big dude. He's 6'4". He over 200 pounds. This is a grown man that's making contact, and you can get off balance if you're a defensive back. So like I said, if they don't call that scoop and score back because of a hold, which I think was a hold, that's a different game.
I still think Ohio State wins.
I say it's a different game.
I hear you.
And you don't know how the kid is going to perform against Penn State. Now, Notre Dame, he performed well in that last drive and whatever. You got to show me more than once.
Well, he didn't play well.
I don't believe that you a big time performer based off of one time where you put a drive together to beat a team that, and Notre Dame, who was good, not great. Everybody thought Penn State had a great defense.
See, he went, and I got to give Ira credit for pulling up the stat. He's like, man, this dude's a 50% passer on the road. I went back and look, man, he wasn't good on the road against Illinois or Northwestern either.
Who's that?
Talking about Aller.
Yeah.
He wasn't good against Illinois and Northwestern. So it's hard for me to believe he was going to find it. They were going to need to score some more. They're going to need to do Iowa. I'm talking about the defense.
No, but the thing is, with that scoop and score, the game is called differently and people perform different. When you're always ahead, it's, you know what I mean? It's a little easier to perform well. Now you're behind against Penn State, where some people pick that Penn State might win. You don't know how the quarterback McCord is going to react. And also that touchdown's because of you. You fumbled, right? You fumble, gave a touchdown. How does he react? How does he respond? Does Ryan Day panic, right? If you see that happen and then he doesn't play well, do you switch the quarterbacks out? And so now you got a lot of turmoil. And so I think that changes the game dramatically. Will Ohio State still win? I don't know. We don't know. But I just know that it would have changed that game drastically. And I kind of wish I would have been able to see what would happen. How would he respond? I'm sure Ohio State thought that they would want to see how he respond too. Obviously, they don't want to be down in the game, but they would love to see how he would respond in that kind of scenario.
I got a Buckeye here actually giving me a salute. That's crazy.
That's crazy. Ain't that the one we blocked?
Was it Go Jay? I don't know if that was him or not.
See the short timeout.
All right, here's
what
one.
We doing? We were supposed to block him. This the one that did like the military thing, right?
Oh, that was a different guy.
Oh, okay. All right. Be cool, brother. Jay, Go Jay, whatever the name is.
All right. Devin, this kind of picks up on something you asked before. I think it was kind of rhetorical, but it said, Darren Talks Ball and wants to know, my biggest question is, why would you send someone in person, which violated the rules when you can get everything you need from tape anyways? Watch the tape is perfectly legal.
It's 100% legal, and that's kind of my point. Also, the dude they said is going to the games be at the Michigan games.
Well, they tried to say he had a network after that. He had a network of people who were going out to games for him.
Do they work for Michigan?
No.
So people going to games? What we doing, man? If it take that much, come on, man. Stop playing. But he's been at all the games. So did he have a network to begin with? It's too much. It's too much. It's too much when everybody you were beating before this alleged scheme came about. So it's just too much. It's too much. It's draining is what it is, okay?
Right.
And it's goofy.
All right. Here's one from Todd Morton. Devin, being a QB yourself, you say that overthrow to Morris was the adrenaline of seeing the DB fall and the result of him put a little too much on it. Thanks for all you guys do.
He threw it before. I think he was already throwing before the DB had even fallen, and he just missed. Right?
Did you think Tyler kind of slowed up a little bit?
I don't know. He missed. Like it's like when you want to know. Everybody wants to know. Hey, if a quarterback that's really good, if he misses a throw, what was it? It had to be something. As much as you think that you should make every single throw, and remember, the further down the field you are, the percentage goes down. Sometimes you really just miss. Like I watch Patrick Mahomes all the time. He had a couple of throws this past Sunday where he just missed, and it happens sometimes. But the thing is, you can't be a repeat offender. And the one thing that we've seen with JJ is he's consistent, right? It's completion percentage, and we're not throwing bubble screens. His downfield passing, all those things are consistent, and he will miss sometimes. That's insane. Only people that don't miss, they're not people. It's the robot that shoots those threes. You ever seen that robot that they made? He never misses. It's crazy. He's put the ball in his hands, but he's not moving. He's a robot, and he shoots, and it's a real robot, like a metal robot. It shoots, and it never misses shots. Right? They calculate how far he is, where he needs to do. He always makes it. And so that's the only one that doesn't miss open shots is basketball or football.
All right, let's go back to the queries for DG. Yes, I remember Ryan Day complaining about Clemson back in 2020. That's what Ryan Day does.
You just leave the man alone. You pulled that up just so you can confirm. You already talked about that. You remember
I sure did. And you're right. It might be. I don't think it's gratuitous when you out there driving this narrative like that. All right. Here's the other thing, DG. This is a good point. How's the NCAA is only investigating Michigan? All the other teams are doing everything exactly by the book. Makes sense. I think every team is doing it the same way.
I said that. I said the reason is Harbaugh came and stood up against the NCAA in the last bit of control that they have. The last bit of control of the NCAA is that bottom line, right? Even though they don't got a lot of control, they collecting a lot of cheese, right? Multi-billion dollars worth. And so he came against that in a strong way, in my opinion. And with an entity, like I said, that is losing traction and losing control, you can't attack the bottom line as far as they're concerned. And so now they're going to go as far as they can go, as far as the hired accomplices who don't work for the university, but this guy hired them, I guess. He's getting paid so much in Michigan that he hired people to go to get tickets to other games, and he's going to he's sending it, because it started off, he's going to the games, okay, but he was at all the Michigan games. Dang. All right, well, or actually, he has guys, he's sending guys to those games, and it's just like, all right, bro.
Right, so
just let it go.
I point the venom at Ryan Day, but the The fans.
What did they say? Who they say it is?
Pernicious Smith said, not when he got Honda McCord throwing to him, talking about Mark Harrison. He said he got Honda McCord.
Maserati, and Gus Johnson gave that nickname. That's a cold nickname. Maserati Marv, because he played like Maserati and he's pretty big. And he said they got Honda McCord throwing to him. That's good.
That's really good.
And I'm sure Kyle McCord a cool. I think even he might laugh at that. I'm sure he's a nice kid. I think he'd be like, okay, I can see that. Honda McCord. So now if he play bad, it started here. Who put that name back up?
Pernicious Smith.
You started that. If he plays a bad game at some point, everybody's gonna be calling this man Honda McCord and Pernicious Smith. I'm sure that's not the real name.
Right.
I don't like that part, but whatever. You're gonna get the credit, but you're really not because you got a fake name up there. So
all right.
That's good.
David Giovanni.
Not Maserati Marv. You got Honda McCord throw it to him.
David Giovannini, I think I said that right.
Said,
nice. Devin, in your opinion, who in the NFL would you compare JJ's combination of accuracy and arm strength to?
It's crazy. His name is David Giovannini. My brother's name is David. And then you wrote my name. He called me Devin. Devin? He trying to make me his cousin. I'm not your cousin, David.
Right.
But I don't know. That's tough just because he keeps getting better, right? He's improving. And so Aaron Rodgers is a really good comparison, I think, just because Aaron Rodgers is extremely accurate, especially younger version. He's very accurate. He has a very strong arm. And, nobody looks at him as the strongest arm, but he got a real strong arm. And then his ability to create with his legs is dynamic. Someone called him Kyle McCordinary.
McCordinary, like ordinary?
McOrdinary. That's good. That's good.
Oh, Michigan fans on fire, man.
I think Honda McCord, just because going off of Maserati Marv is better, but that's really good as well. He is pretty ordinary.
Yeah, see, I can't do those though.
Oh, you can't make those up?
No, I'm saying when I go, I'm going mostly at the coaches.
Oh, because they're grown ups.
Yeah.
Even though they're getting paid.
And
they're grown ups.
Yeah.
But I get it. You still look at them as kids. But in a few years, right now they making more than all of us. Imagine being a quarterback at Ohio State. You make a lot of money.
Yeah. All right. More questions for DG. We're winding down. All right.
Man, pernicious myth. That's some great vocab. I'm gonna use pernicious in the game. I can't wait for your next
football game, Devin.
I'm gonna use pernicious. How do I use that in a sentence in a football game? It's harmful. The blitz that UCF is sending toward who they got? I still gotta figure out that they're sending is very pernicious to the offensive scheme.
We're gonna be ready for Saturday, Devin.
Is that good?
We gonna get you right.
Yeah, get me right. I like that. Pernicious. Right. Very pernicious. I like that. It's good. I'll figure it out.
More commentary than questions this week.
Yeah, I know, right? I haven't seen one question mark.
Yeah, man.
You know why, right? 49-0.
49-0. What do we have to ask? And then it's a bye week, so you can't even ask, hey, future next game. Like it's like 49-0. What are we doing? They're waiting for the breakdown to drop, and they basically saying, hey, Sam, you need to drop that breakdown on Monday night.
All right, Sam, since you don't have a question, can I ask the question I did not get a chance to ask you guys in the pregame show?
Of course.
Who is the worst team in the Big Ten right now?
Man,
Michigan State looked the worst to me.
Oh yeah, they're the worst team for sure. Ain't even close, right? Is it close?
Yeah, who's worse than Michigan State?
I don't know. Indiana could be in the conversation, maybe.
And one thing I'll say, Michigan
Indiana
State,
look competent.
No, they competent for sure. One thing I'll say, Michigan State fans, I'm sure they're not in here because they ain't trying to hear all this, but they might hear this at some point. As good as you guys were all those years and went in and sacked me 7 times, minus 43, all that. As good as you guys were, Michigan has never been in the conversation for the worst team in the Big Ten. Even back in Rich Rod days, I don't think. Never. In Michigan State right now, there's a strong argument to be made that they're the worst football team in the entire Big Ten. That is not just 10 teams. So it's even worse than it seems. How many teams in the Big Ten right now? 16? What? How many?
14 this year.
14 teams. Worst team in the Big Ten. And you think that probably next year you won't get much better. with the addition. So now you're going to be the worst in 16 teams.
18. Even worse. Yeah, you could drop 4 spots.
You're going to drop 4 spots. So the thing is, for me, is like, when you look at it, I've always, given the respect to Michigan State, but I just hate their front runner attitude and all that garbage that they was talking. And now you're the worst team in a league of 18 teams. You 18th. You really 19th out of 18 at this point.
All right, here's a question.
Let's add Notre Dame in.
Jason Fisher. This question didn't come through till 10 a.m. It's like, he said, DG, do we run it or throw it to beat Penn State?
I think you play football the way you've already played football. Like, it's not, hey, let's just run the ball. Or, hey, that's not how Michigan plays football anymore, if that makes sense. It used to be kind of, that was the dang thing. You run the ball, throw when you can, or throw when, it's available, maybe throw a throwing wrinkle in there at some point. But now it's whatever you need to do to win. And I think that they made that clear. The players, when they talk, the coach, when they talk, we're not going in like, hey, we're going to do this, and they adjust, right? So if they have a plan of running the ball and it doesn't work, they start throwing the ball. And if they had a plan of throwing the ball and it doesn't work, you run the ball. Whatever they need to do to win, I think is the answer. And against Penn State, they have a really good defense, and we'll see just how good coming up soon.
All right, last one. We'll close with this.
You wrong.
We got to. I mean, I got some things to.
I'm the one that put that on the screen.
Can you put it up one more time, because that's very good. The MAC never looked good. Never looked so good for MSU. There'd be a third. Toledo would get down on Michigan State. DeQuan Finn would get down on Michigan State. So they wouldn't even be number 1 in the MAC.
Yeah, we watched Central Michigan and said, man, the quarterback can throw.
Because Illinois should have lost to Toledo. They won on the last second field goal, and Illinois is significantly better than Michigan State. So Michigan State, you would be a third in the MAC probably. Dang, that sucks.
All right. So Devin, how does JJ handle the Heisman talk? It's a good one to end on.
I think that there is no talk to handle, right? If he was goofy, which we know that he's not, he would somehow let this affect everything he's ever done. The thing is, he's been getting prepared for this moment since last year, right? He's been getting prepared for this. This is not like some kind of new thing. I'm just telling you, in that building, and him personally, because of the confidence, he thinks of himself as the best player in the country anyway, right? The fact that everybody else is now coming on board is it's thank you, good, right? But I love what he's doing, and they talked about on the broadcast and how they describe his crowning of other players. That's good stuff, man. Right. And it's not even fake. It's genuine. Right. There wasn't a whole bunch of Heisman talk for him, but when he started doing this, and his reasoning is like he wants to give everybody else the credit because he knows he can't do it. And we talked about it. We talked about Denigo and the backup quarterback. What's his name again? Indiana kid.
Tuttle.
Tuttle. We talked about Declan Bile. We talked about the coordinators. This isn't just a JJ thing. This is an everybody thing. They're all helping, right? When he gets to the sideline, when he's on the field, when he's in film, and when they're watching film together and all those different things. This isn't a one-man train. This is everybody helping and putting JJ in position to be lifted up, right? And so I just think it's so self-aware to, wow, everybody's going to lift you up because you knew it was coming, and it's going to come, and it's already here, right, with the Heisman odds. I think it's so self-aware to crown everybody else when they have their achievements, right, whether it's through you or not, and make sure you show that it's not just me, it's us that's doing this. And I think that's something that kind of sets them apart. Because when you look at like a Caleb Williams, he's been walking around beating it, and I think he should be able to, right? But he's been walking around beating his chest, crowning himself, right? And then you have these 2 weeks where you don't play as well, coming off of you talking about, or maybe you not specifically, but the reports were that you were asking for stake in the NFL franchise and talking about, and your dad came out and said, oh, we won't go to the league. And it's just like, you put a lot of pressure on yourself now, right? You put a lot of pressure on yourself. You're crying to yourself. You're doing all this stuff. And then you have these 2 bad weeks. And now you may not even win your conference, right? And Utah owns USC, right? They own stock in USC. And so,
like, man,
I think it's extremely self-aware about JJ. And the cool thing about it is because we've got a chance to get to know him in different, arenas and get to know his family. It's not fake, right? It's not fake. And so I think that the Heisman talk means nothing as far as JJ is concerned and the team, and they're continue to play good football, and he'll continue if he has to throw for 160 and rush for 70, and that's not Heisman numbers, and he'll be just fine with that when they win, and because that could lead to domination, right? Blake Corum might explode and have to rush for 300 yards and pass him for 160. He rushed 300. We won by 20. I'll take that.
All right, folks, that's going to have to do it for us. And just tell Buckeyes looking for co-signers. Bobby Carver saying that Schiano was talking about the signs. He said he was not talking about the signs. All you got to do is Google it. So anyway, that'll do it for us, folks. We'll see you on the film study that's going up on Wednesday. So be sure to check that out.
Dropping Monday night. No? What?
No, it's not dropping Monday night.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was dropping Monday.
Right,
hey, fans, I just want y'all to know, as much as y'all be waiting for film study, I'll be waiting for it to drop too.
Oh my God.
I text the dang, when is it coming? What are we doing, dude? I'll be waiting too. So I'm with y'all. We together on Sam need to hurry up, is what I'm saying. But if you support it, he might have a little bit more money to pay more people to get it done. So, I'm just saying, but I'm blaming him too. I'm with y'all.
All right, we'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching the Monday Morning Quarterback.